How long do we have? How much do we have of time?
We can take on up until 20 minutes past 11, around 10 past 11, yes.
No problem. No, thank you so much.
May God bless you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Well, I can see that you're all on masks, so you can't talk nicely. So, well, my name is Sphamandla Zulu. I attended with Mr Mokolwane at Wits University. That was a few years ago from now. But what's important is not that. What is important is that I also come from a rural space, from a rural area. I attended my entire schooling life in rural schools. I grew up in the villages. I did everything in the rural areas. But in me, I had a dream of becoming. I mean, a dream of becoming a doctor, a medical doctor for that matter. Well, a lot of things happened during and after my matric, but to cut the long story short, I did not become a doctor, a medical doctor. I became a teacher. After, of course, after completing my Bachelor of Education degree. After that Bachelor of Education degree, I then did honors. I then went for masters, and now I'm currently doing my PhD. So after this PhD that I'm currently doing, I will finally be a doctor, but not a medical doctor, a doctor in the education sector. Well, I just described to you the story of my life, my academic life. But a lot of challenges were in between the storylines that I just narrated to you. So a lot of things happened. There were a lot of challenges before moving from matric to the undergraduate life, to honors, to masters, and now to PhD. There are always challenges that I face. So what is important though is how I deal with those challenges, how you then deal with the challenges that you face. I know that at the moment you are under a lot of pressure and uncertainty because of the pandemic. Well, I would like to say to you today that my challenges that I faced in life, they might be different from yours, but the fact remains, and the fact is that we all experience challenges in the journey of becoming. So for the fact that you want to become something, and there will be challenges that you will face because you want to become something. And today, the challenges that you might have in the school environment, in your academic, it's the challenges that you can overcome, not the challenges that are meant to kill you, but challenges that are meant to make you strong because you want to become something. You have to overcome those challenges. So a lot of people will tell you what is possible and what is not possible for you to do. I always say that whatever that you want to do, it is possible. You can do it. In fact, if you can take the word impossible and try to break it down, the first two letters, it's I and M, and then the second word will be possible, meaning that whatever that people say it's impossible for you to do, when you come in, you say that I am possible. I am possible with the impossible that people see. So with all these things, what will be important for you then is how you handle the challenges that you face in trying to become the best version of yourself. There's another thing that I believe in. I believe that God created everything with a potential. Nothing in this life is instant. Nothing is without a potential. And everything, therefore, in this life has the potential to fulfill its purpose. So each and every one of you seated there, you are not there by mistake. You are not there just to occupy those seats in the school. You are there because there's a purpose that you have to fulfill in life. And that purpose has to be fulfilled. And you'll only fulfill that purpose using the potential that you have inside you. The potential that you have inside you is the one that will carry you through in fulfilling the purpose that you want. But before you can fulfill that purpose, you have to have goals. You have to have goals set for you, goals that you want to reach. But of course, as I just mentioned earlier on, that in reaching those goals, there will be challenges. But I trust in you that you can overcome those challenges and you can be the best version of yourself. With all this, I want you to understand that you have a potential to become whatever good thing you want to become. All you need to do is to unlock the potential within yourself. You have the potential, and this potential that you have, it's like soil. So it must be worked on and it must be fed so that it can produce fruits. You are all capable of understanding whatever that is being taught to you at school. You are all capable of getting 100% in the tests and exams that you write. You are all capable of that. All what you need to do is to then motivate yourself, work hard towards certain goals that you want to achieve in regards to your academic performance. Make sure that whatever set goals that you've put in front of yourself, you are able to achieve them. And in doing that, you are not doing anything strange. You are just maximizing the potential that is in you. This potential, it's everything that you can be, but of which you have not yet become. So it's everything that you can become, but of which at the moment you haven't become. Some of you want to be doctors. Some of you want to be engineers. Some of you want to be teachers. Some of you want to be pilots and everything, lawyers and everything. So all of you have the potential to be what you want to be, but all that matters is how you work out your potential, how you work out your academic life, because what matters at the moment is for you to pass that metric. What is important is you passing that metric. Everything else will come after the metric. And I always say that life actually begins after metric life, because it is after the metric that you'll understand that when you don't have roll on or when you don't have underwears, you can't now be running to your mother or to your father or to your sister or to your brother. But you have to man up. You have to understand that now you have the responsibility to take care of yourself. And that responsibility comes not because they hate you. No, not at all. But it comes because it is the stage that you are in. So you have to prepare for that stage now at metric level. So how you then do at your metric level, it will determine how you will live your life post-metric level. I know there are a lot of uncertainties with the pandemic, the grade 12 results. We are not sure of what will happen to you. Well, what I would like to tell you today is that whatever efforts that you've put in place, it will come in handy for you. It will assist you in becoming the best version of yourself. So if you don't study, definitely you will get the results for that. If you study, definitely you will get the results for that. If you work hard, you will get the results for that. If you don't, you will also get the results for that particular action. So each and every action that you take, it will have its own consequences. So you just have to understand that whatever that you do, it will have its own consequences. And the moment you understand that, you will then be at a better position, to understand that you have to study, you have to listen to your teachers, you have to change your mindset, you have to avoid decision paralysis. By decision paralysis, I mean, you have to be able to make simple decisions as quickly as possible. But of course, allow yourself to take time to educate yourself and vet opportunities when it comes to big choices that you have to make in life. So in everything that is available to you, you have to make the decision. You know what you want to become, you know what you can become, and you know how you are working at the moment. Whether you are studying or not, you know whether you are doing your assignments or not, whether you're doing your classwork and homeworks or not, you know all those things. But it is in you. It is in you, everything that you want to do, it's possible. It is all in you on how you handle yourself, how you handle the work that has been given to you, how you handle things that your teachers say that you must study. Another thing that we often misunderstand is we always try to compete with other learners. We always try to compete with our colleagues. So if we are doing English, we want to be the best in the English subject. You want to compare yourself with other learners. If you're doing maths, you want to compare your results with others. That is fine, but what I would like you to practice is to actually learn something from one another. In doing that, it means that you have to collaborate instead of competing with each other. So you don't have to compete, but you have to collaborate, because the only person that you're competing with is yourself. You know what you want to become, and you know the laziness that is creeping in at the moment. So you have to compete between the laziness and the person that you want to become, and make sure that the person that you want to become is always successful in the competition that you have within you. So do collaborate with other learners, collaborate with your colleagues. It won't hurt you at all. It won't hurt you at all. And when you do the collaboration, or when you do your assessment, when you do tests, when you are asked to write an assignment, make sure that you always do the best work that you can do at all given time. And of course, treat your goals as seriously as anything. You will have goals that will have set for you. So treat those goals as serious as you can be. I cannot overemphasize a need for the young talent that we need in South Africa, the young talent that we need in Limpopo, the young talent that we need in Panama, the young talent that we need to shape the entire world. And that young talent is all in you. The fresh ideas that our country needs are all in you. So you can then decide what you are going to do with that. And you can also decide what you want to have with everything that is inside you. You can decide with what you can be. You can decide with what you have to become. So all the decisions rest upon you. It's all you who has to make the decisions. You have the talent, you have the ideas, you just need to study. Once you have studied, you will then choose what you want to become. You will then choose which path do you want to follow. There's nothing as nice as having a variety of courses that you want to study after matric. So if you've passed very well, then you'll realize that there will be courses that will be open for you. There will be bursaries or scholarships coming your way, and you will be at liberty to choose the course that you want to do because your results allow you to do that. But if you did not do well on your results, then you might be forced to settle even with the course that you do not want to do, but settle with it because it's what your marks can afford for you. So it is your decisions then that you make at grade 12 level that will actually shape your entire life ahead of grade 12 or post grade 12 life. So what you do now, it's actually not going to impact the yesterday's life or much of today, but it's going to impact the tomorrow, your future. So whatever thing that you then do, make sure that you understand the consequences of that. What I would like you to have, I would like you to have dreams. Dream big. I mean, do not be afraid to dream. Have dreams, but of utmost importance, have goals. Have daily goals, have weekly goals, have monthly goals, have yearly goals. Have goals about your life, have plans about your life. And understand that to achieve those goals, you need to be disciplined. You need to be consistent in your efforts that you put towards your academic. So you have said, you have dreamt about something, you then set the goals for that. After setting the goals, you have to understand now the principles that for you to achieve these goals, you have to be disciplined. What do I mean when I say you have to be disciplined? I mean, you have to be at school, you have to do your work, you have to study, you really have to. There is no other way you can do it without studying. And at the moment, because of the pandemic, teachers might not be much into your face because, of course, of the social distancing and all the other issues. But what is then important for you is for you to be independent, is you doing the work. You have to understand that as much as we love our teachers, but they have their degrees. You don't have one. You need to get one. But for you to get one, you need first to pass the matric. And for that to happen, it's you who have to study, not your teacher. It's you who have to study. Your teacher would have taught you and leave the responsibility to you to now do the studies in order for you to pass. So make sure that you are disciplined, you do your work, you are punctual in doing your work, you are punctual at school, and you are consistent in the efforts that you put towards your schoolwork. You have to plan, and once you have planned on how you want to do your studies, work on that plan every day. And as you work on that plan every day, ask yourself, where do I see myself next year? Where do I see myself post-matric? Where do I see myself post-pandemic? Where will you be actually? After everything has happened, where will you be? Of course, not in the graveyard. You are not at all going to the graveyard. You still have a beautiful life ahead of you. It is only you who can make sure that that beautiful life is actually actualized and materialized properly, so in such a way that it will help the communities in our country. So it is in you then to decide, where do you see yourself? How do you want to get there? And what do you do now in order for you to get there? So you have to put some work now for you to get to where you want to go. I will not lie to you. You cannot get somewhere when you are not doing something. In order for you to move from Limpopo to come to Joburg, you have to move. You can take a plane, you can take a taxi, you can take a bus, you can take a car, you can take a bicycle, or you can walk. But you can't just sit down there at school and think that tomorrow morning you'll be in Joburg. That is impossible. So you have to put some efforts into your goals, into your vision, to make sure that each and everything that you've dreamt of, it is actually realized. So I want you to learn to allow the space between where you are and where you want to be. There should be that space. You are still a learner. You are still having assignments, classwork, and homeworks to do. And you want to be something in life. You want to be something post-matric. So I want you then to learn to understand and to allow that space to exist. But not only to understand and allow that space, but also allow that space to inspire you rather than to terrify you. I know of the uncertainties around the COVID, but don't let that to terrify you. I mean, your academic matters a lot to us as teachers, it should also matter to you as a learner. It matters to your parents. It matters to your family. It matters the most to your community that you have to give back to post your matric life. So don't allow then the space between where you are and where you want to be to terrify you, but instead let it inspire you to be the great person that you can be. Let it inspire you to do more. Let it inspire you to do far greater things that no one has ever imagined. I believe in you guys. I believe that you are the game changers. I believe that you are the one that we've been waiting for. And I believe that it is this generation that will change how things operate in our country. I mean, you are currently aware, you might be aware of what is happening in our country, how our government is managing the whole thing of COVID. So you might be learning something from there, and you will be the best individuals to deal with future crises. You will be the best people then to plan properly for crisis, to make sure that crises are managed nicely so, without problems. It is in you then that we have our future rested upon. But it starts from there. It starts from the classroom. You have to do your work. There's no other way around it. You have to. You have to listen to your teachers. You have to collaborate with your colleagues. You have to concentrate when work is being done in class. And by concentration, I mean having that ability to focus on the attention just on a particular thing. I know, ladies, boyfriends will come. I know, guys, girlfriends will come. But for this particular time, can you just try to dedicate this time to your academics? Can you try to dedicate this time to just your subjects? Try to respect each other, respect your colleagues, respect your teachers. I mean, they are doing everything that they can do for you to make it in life. Your teachers are the most precious gifts that you currently have at the moment. They are the most precious gifts. So respect them, understand them, allow them to discipline you. They've traveled the path. They know the challenges that we usually face along the way. They know the challenges that learners usually face in this journey that we have taken. It's not something that they are not aware of. They know of all these things. But what is important is for you to understand them. It's for you to listen to them. It's for you to make sure that you understand whatever disciplines that they give you. They are not trying to make your life difficult. Trust me on that. They are not at all. All they're trying to do is to assist you to be the best person. All they're trying to do is to assist you to become that lawyer that you want to become that engineer that you want to become that doctor that you want to become. So listen to them, concentrate in class, do your work, be punctual at school, be punctual in class. When you're changing the periods, moving from maths to English or from English to maths or physical science or whatever subject it is, make sure that you take your time to get to class. You make sure that you don't make the teacher to wait for you. It's very nice to find people waiting for you. As a teacher, as a lecturer, it's very nice to find learners and students waiting for you, waiting to hear. What do you have for them? I lecture at Wits University, and whenever I get into a lecture theater, it's always nice to see my students seated there, waiting to hear what it is that I want to say to them. It is always disturbing on the other side to see people walking in as I teach. Sometimes they've missed the most important parts that I usually say in the beginning of the lecture. So with that, what I'm trying to say is make sure that you are on time. Better be early than be late. And make sure that you always do your tasks on time. You have to be independent. You have to be able to work independently so from your teacher. But when you have challenges, when you have problems, when you have questions, you then ask your teacher, you ask your colleagues, you work as a collective to achieve what you want to achieve. You are not an island. You have to work together to achieve the greater good. So you concentrate, and of course there is a perception around the whole COVID-19 situation with regards to going to school at the moment. I mean, it's our interpretation of how do we interpret it, and also, of course, the society's interpretation. But what I would like you to have in your mind is what will become of you post-pandemic. This pandemic will definitely pass. This COVID-19 will absolutely pass. But what will become of you when the pandemic has passed? What will become of you when we do not have lockdown anymore in South Africa? What will become of you when matrics have closed, when schools have closed in December or in January or whenever that they would close? What will happen to you after your exams? What will happen to you? Who will you become post-matric? And all those questions, they rest upon what you have to do now and what you are currently doing. So you have to, I cannot overemphasize the importance of understanding your schoolwork, making sure that your schoolwork is always up to date, making sure that you work independently in understanding your subjects. But when you do not understand certain things, you then collaborate with others. You then ask your teachers. You then seek for external help. You will not die by asking others to help you. I mean, it's not a crime not to know how to solve 1 + 1, but it is a crime to sit down and pretend as if you know how to calculate 1 + 1 when you actually don't know. And yet someone seated next to you knows that 1 + 1 is equals to 2. So it is upon you to then go and ask for assistance, ask for help. I mean, you are struggling and you need help. Go ask for help. No one will know that you're struggling until you tell them that you're struggling. So ask for help, collaborate with your colleagues, and look beyond the current situation. Look beyond the school environment. Look beyond just yourself. Look beyond everything that is currently happening. Look beyond your village. Look beyond your environment that you're currently in. Where would you like to be come 2021 or post-matric or post-pandemic? Where will you be? Those are the questions that you can only answer. You are the only person who can answer those questions. And once you've answered those questions, you then have to take steps, necessary steps towards becoming the person that you want to become, or the person that you've envisioned post-pandemic or post-matric. And all these guys will be necessitated by logical, what I call logical thinking. And by logical thinking in this case, I mean having to learn processes, having to learn to reason out things, and be consistent in your reasoning out of things. So don't just arrive at a conclusion without understanding the facts. I mean, your colleagues tell you that the assignment is no longer due tomorrow, or you don't have to go to class, or anything like that. So for you to reach a particular conclusion, to say, oh, okay, there is no class tomorrow, what you need to do is to apply the facts. Where are you getting the information? Who has said that? And how did they say it? To whom have they said that? So Once you understand all those things, it will make things easier, even for your academic. When you come to physical science, I know, I'm not sure if any of you do physical science, but it deals more often with practical scenarios. So when you're given a practical scenario in an exam, for an example, and you are being asked of a final product in a chemical reaction, or in physics, you are being asked of a final product, what you need to do, or how you need to get that final product, is to first consider all the facts that you have, consider the situation into which all these things are happening, the conditions to which all these things are happening, and then arrive at a nice conclusion that is logical. So that's what I mean by logical thinking. So you have to make sure that you are able to do this. And by so doing, you'll be able to reject quick and easy answers such as, I don't know, or this is too difficult for me. I mean, mathematics is not difficult. Physical science is not at all difficult. English is not difficult. Geography is not difficult. History is not difficult. What is difficult is your mind to understand that things are possible. What is difficult is you not allowing yourself to understand that everything that you want to do is possible. Those are the things that are difficult. The moment you understand that everything that you want to do is possible, then you will shy away from statements such as, this is too difficult for me. You will not have something that is difficult, because everything is doable. For the fact that you're in grade 12, you are not the first ones to be in grade 12. You are not the first ones to be at school. You are not at all the first ones to learn under difficult conditions such as these. Others have learned before, and they've done it. Others have been to grade 12 before, and they've done it. So can you. I mean, it all takes an individual to be determined and to be disciplined towards getting the right product that you want to get. So respect everyone around you. Do everything that you're being asked to do at school. But I just want to tell you of one thing that keeps me going. As an individual, I never allow anyone to make me inferior. And this is because I believe that no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. So you allow people into your life, and then they tell you that actually you cannot do this mathematics. Actually, you won't pass this physical science. You allow people to come into your life and tell you those things. When you do not allow people to come and tell you those things, you will then understand that you actually have the power within you to change their perception and to also do better, to do the best thing that you can do. So do better in your academics. Remember that everything that you want to do is possible. Remember not at all to disrespect your teachers. Understand them, listen to them, concentrate in class, do your assessments that you are given to do, and always make sure that you're in class on time and everything, and make sure that you study. It is that study that will make you the better person from today. It is those studies, the very same books that are in front of you, that will make you the better person tomorrow. So please, I beg all of you, make sure that you understand your teachers, make sure that you respect your teachers, make sure that you study for you to go to places that you want to go. Say,
yes, sir.
I'm not sure if I can take questions if there are questions. I'm not sure if you would like to say something, but
yes, I think we are done, and we are almost left with few minutes. before break. Our break is at 20 minutes past. So let me just a request from them if there is anyone with a question. I'm trying to take some snaps so that you can have them as your record, so that you can be able to say, I am from the rural areas of the Limpopo province. Okay, is there any question, Malena, that you want to ask him? He's not different from you, okay? He also comes from rural areas, okay? He studies like you, in the same way you study, okay? Any question? You've scared them, but the fact of the matter is, I have the record. They will have to have it so that they will live with it. The message will be with them forever. And
thank you, sir.
I really appreciate so much for the fact that we are still working together from miles in transforming the lives of many in the country. And I really appreciate so much. And I believe that other comrades will feel the need to also take part and contribute in transforming and shaping the lives of many. Remember the motto that we used to have in the ESC of transforming and shaping the future. So thank you for your contribution, and send my regards to Dr. Tabisile there, if she is still at Wits. And I really want to host her one day. I wish I could host her so that this young generation that we are leading could know that all is possible, that all is well with them, and they can do everything, and everything lies in their powers. May God richly bless you until we meet again in the near future, sir. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, and all the best for your learners and yourself. And thank you so much.
All right, there is another question that comes at the end of our session. You may come closer so that and you put on a mask so that you can be able to speak.
My question is, if you have many goals that you want to achieve at this moment, what can you do? What can you set up?
The question is, did you hear him?
Okay. I didn't get the whole question. Can you please repeat it, sir?
All right. He wants to know if he has many goals, then what must he do? He has got so many goals that he wants to achieve. Then what must he do? That is what he asks.
Thank you so much, sir. Just to respond quickly on that, what you need is priorities. You have to prioritize. You need to understand which ones are more important at the moment, which ones are more immediate. And those ones that are immediate for now, I think at the moment, the most important thing is for you to pass your matric. Of course, you can have other things that you're working on as you pursue your matric. But what is important at the moment is for you to get your matric out of the way and then focus on other things that will follow post-matric. So what is actually important is to prioritize which goals are immediate, which goals are long-term goals, which ones are short-term goals, which ones are medium-term goals. So it's priorities, say, that is important. So being able to understand which one is more immediate. I'm not sure if I answered the student, say.
Yeah, he said it's so clear, sir, and he thanks you so much.
Thank you, sir.
All right, and now, Mr. Zulu, sir, you are now the prospective doctor to be. Remember the prophecy, the prophecy of Dr. Tabisile in our NLFT classroom. So that is, you are now becoming that, and may God bless you. And I'll be joining you in the near future. I'll be joining you because I'm working on coming back, especially with Professor Liketi Magalela in the languages department. So I might as well pop in there. May God bless you. Until we meet again. Bye-bye. Can you say goodbye?
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.